Yes. Well, hey, let's just dive in. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been rejected? I mean, like faced with that, like a serious rejection. I think we all have at some point, right? Like if you're a student, you can relate because maybe you deal with that at a lot of different times throughout your school years in middle school or high school, and even as you grow up, rejection is part of life. And I can remember growing up. I come from a coach's home, love basketball, and actually I looked up to this guy. His name was Steve Logan. Now, Steve Logan was a Division I basketball player for the University of Cincinnati. Let's go! Come on, Bearcats! It would actually be March Madness right now, so I'm going crazy. No sports on TV. Well, Steve Logan looked different. He was 5'10", looked different than me. And Steve Logan wore baggy clothes. Like his shorts would go down to his calves. He would wear double X, and he was only about 5'9", 5'10". And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I was a white guy from Springfield, Missouri, and that's how I dressed. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was hip. But whenever I would show up to school, whenever I would play basketball, looking like my idol, Steve Logan, people tend to look at me quite differently. It was pretty unique, and they would say, why are you dressing the way you do? And honestly, I felt I was a little rejected in some of those times, and it was really unique. And it took me a little bit to get over, and I would have comment after comment made when really I was just trying to be me and what I like. I think a lot of us, we face rejection chasing things that we like, chasing things that we should. Maybe we get rejected by friends at school for maybe taking a stand or not willing to do something. Maybe we get rejected by that special someone that we have an eye out for, and we try to maybe get nice to them and get close to them, and that doesn't really work out. Maybe we get rejected by taking a stand for our faith, and people just aren't cool with that because there are some lines that we have to draw when we become followers of Jesus. Well, rejection's part of the territory in life. And even Jesus is found being rejected, and he's found being rejected by his hometown. So we're going to look at John chapter 6 for the next few minutes. And John chapter 6, 41, we get Jesus coming off the end of making this big statement, this I am statement, saying, I am the bread of life. All you need to be fulfilled is me. And people at the time, they did not like that. The Jewish people, the followers, they were confused. The crowd Jesus was speaking to was like, who is this guy? Thinking he is this man that's going to tell me what to do. And so it was pretty profound. And Jesus then goes and he doubles down. So I'm going to read from the Message translation for us in just a few verses, and we're going to dive as we dive in. It says this: so at this, because he said, I am the bread that came down from heaven, the Jews started arguing over him. Isn't this the son of Joseph? Don't we know his father? Don't we know his mother? How can he now say, I came out of heaven, and expect anyone to believe in him? Jesus said, don't bicker among yourselves. You're not in charge here. The Father who sent me is in charge. He draws people near to me. So this basically is Jesus ruffling feathers. He's telling people, I am the bread of life. Like, it is through me you get access to God. And this is pretty crazy. The crowd didn't like it. The Jewish people were like, this is totally outside the norm. We just want your miracles, Jesus, and you can forget all the rest. But Jesus is saying, no, pause it. I have something more for you. And then if you read later on through the story, people actually quit following Jesus because of this statement, because of Jesus' double down declaration. He in turn gets rejected by his hometown team. But this is what I want us to capture today in our little quick devotional is this: rejection brings clarity to our direction. Understand, rejection isn't a destination, rejection is a direction. Many times we go through life and we get rejected. We get challenged with different things. We get rejected by people. But rather than viewing that as the end all, let's view it as, you know what? That door closed. Let's go another way. So students, no matter where you're at, Jesus sets the tempo for us. He says, "Hey, you're gonna be rejected in essence. Like following me, it's unique. It's challenging. But hey, you know what? You hang in there. You can do it." See, Jesus is rejected by his hometown. Like people say, they bicker, they complain, they argue over him and say, "No, no, no, you don't know what you're talking about." Jesus actually has people leave. Later on, it says disciples left, people who were following Jesus for some time left. And actually, people didn't like him at all for this moment. But no matter what, Jesus is saying, hey, we go through rejection, but it's not the destination, it's the direction. So I want to encourage you, students, no matter what you're faced with. Maybe you're trying to slide into someone's DMs right now and say, "Hey, I want to be friends," or "Hey, I just want to hang out and get to know you," and you get rejected. Well, that's not the destination. That's just the direction. Jesus is closing that door. Maybe that door is being shut. Maybe you want to hang out with a certain group of friends at school, and maybe they seem pretty smart. Maybe they're great students, and you don't feel like you qualify, and they don't really welcome you in with open arms. Well, maybe that's one of those things you just say, "Okay, maybe there's something else for me, another friend group I connect with." Maybe you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out, okay, do I try out for that team, or do I go for that team? And if you're a senior going through this year right now, my heart grieves for you. This whole year might feel like a rejection. Well, it's not the destination, it's just the direction. So I want to encourage you, hang in there no matter what you face, no matter what you go through. That rejection that we experience, rejection that Jesus experienced by his hometown, by him being bold, by him being declaring who he is and what he can bring and how it's through him we meet God. I just want to encourage you that, hey, don't get wrapped up on the destination that rejection might seem like it is. Just look at it as a direction of rejection. So today, maybe you're sitting here, I just want to pray for you. You're checking in and you're looking at things. I just want to pray for you and say, hey, we miss you. We miss hanging out in person, but hey, this is the coolest way we can actually connect. It's the best alternative we have right now. So hang in there. Maybe you're looking at this season as just a unique time. Just want to continue to pray for you. Want to know that you're in our thoughts and prayers, and whatever's happening, know that despite what you face, view it as maybe a closed door, and that God has a different step for you to take. So hang in there. We love you guys, and let's just close in prayer. God, I pray that you continue to be with us. I pray that you guide us. I pray that you lead us. I pray that you be with those people that are maybe experiencing rejection right now. As we looked at in John chapter 6, how Jesus was rejected. As Jesus was rejected for saying that he is the bread of life and that he is the ultimate satisfier and fulfiller of life. Know that we can just trust you. Know that we can just call on your name, and that it isn't our destination, but it's a direction that you're going to point us to. So God, continue to move here. Pray that you be with those prayer requests out there, those praise reports, whatever's going on. We know we can trust your name. In your great and holy name, we all say amen. Thanks for being here, and stay tuned to our calendar. We miss you guys. You are awesome. Take care. Bye.